Hi everyone, good to be with you again. We're looking at the story of the feeding of the 5,000 at the moment from John chapter 6. And we're looking at a couple of verses, verses 5 and 6 today. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming towards him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. Have you ever found yourself confronted with a problem that you weren't sure you could solve? And it happens, doesn't it? You look at the resources you've got and try and work out how you can make them serve a set of circumstances that you find yourself wrestling with, and then figuring out what you can actually do to resolve the situation. I once broke the clutch cable when I was on a motorbike riding through a swamp in West Africa. I know it sounds great and adventurous, but it wasn't that spectacular. All I had with me was a backpack that contained a bottle of water, a stack of papers held together with a paperclip, and a small and very inadequate toolkit. I remember getting off the bike and saying out loud, "Oh Lord, what am I going to do now?" Because without the clutch, I couldn't start the bike. I couldn't ride it through the swamp even if I did. I was miles from anywhere and didn't know what to do. Somehow I managed to make a temporary repair with the paperclip, and that got me back home. But at the start, I was completely lost. Not a clue where to start with it. It's fascinating, isn't it, that Jesus directed this problem at Philip. If he'd gone to Peter, Peter might have gone out and talked to a few people and tried to sort something out. James and John would probably have had an argument about it. Thomas might have worried that the task was out of their reach. But Jesus spoke to Philip. He's one of the disciples that we don't hear very much about. But the interesting thing is that we know he was from Bethsaida, which wasn't too far away. He was the one who would have had the local knowledge. And there's a certain amount of mischief in what Jesus was asking here, because we're told that he already had in mind what he was going to do. And isn't that the key to this whole scenario? Jesus already knew what he was going to do. He already knew how they were going to feed this huge crowd of people. He already had a plan. So when I said out loud, "Lord, what am I going to do now when my clutch cable broke?" Jesus already had a plan. When the world is falling apart around us, God already has a plan. When the money runs out and we've got bills to pay, God has a plan. When nothing seems to be going right, God still has a plan, because he's already seen everything and knows everything. So it's easy for him. Often all we see is a hill that's too steep to climb, or a situation that's too broken to fix. Let's pray. Lord, thank you that you already have a plan for every situation that we could ever find ourselves in. Thank you that you know where the best resources are. Thank you that you know the right people to ask. And thank you that you always have good in mind for each of us. Help us, Jesus, to trust you to work out all things for good. Help us, Lord, to receive your blessings and to walk in peace with you. I pray in your name. Amen. Have a great day.